Oh, greetings, Pathfinders. My name is Dustin Knight, and this is BoosterBestiary. First, I do have some Paizoverse news. Well, actually, first, I just want to address in chat real quick. Someone said they saw the borders on my Spell Trickster book, and yes, on my Infinite books, I put a little pipe fox on some of the pages, and I think it just goes to show how much you could do with the art assets that Paizo lets you use on Pathfinder Infinite. Being able to use pretty much anything Paizo has posted as an image to their blog and their other community content sources. Gives you a wide variety of awesome images like that you could use, and figure out neat, fun, creative ways to put them in your work as long as you abide by their rules. Yes, but some quick Paizoverse news here. I do want to point out that last night there was an excellent special broadcast of No Direction, the Black Excellence Showcase. And it was a really good show. I highly recommend you all check it out there. You could find it easily at nodirectionpodcast.com. In addition, it's been announced on No Direction that Adventurous is coming back using PFS scenarios, starting with the Lost Maid of Anacorta, which I played that scenario. It's really good, so it should be a really fun show. Also want to point out that I wrote my own article, The Pipefox Archives. It's saying I wrote the article is a little disingenuous, as the article is largely a collection of links to my other articles, because I wanted a single source I could click on to find my own stuff, because a lot of it is reference material and like Excel spreadsheets of easier to find summons and talisman rules and things like that. So you go ahead and check that as well. Also want to point out that I have an official Discord now for this channel. So if you're watching this and somehow don't know that I have an official Discord, you can check it out at infinite.net. We'll give you the invite. Just infinite.net. That's night with a K. Infinite.net. And yeah, I'm setting up the Discord to be a creator/fan space for Pathfinder Infinite. So if you're just a fan, you could go there and learn about all the new products coming out, meet some of your authors, ask them questions, compliment them, give them ideas and suggestions. If you're a creator or a wannabe creator, an aspiring creator, you can go there to find resources to help your writing, help you get some inspiration, and to find other creatives there, editors, artists, authors. You could hire them. You could get hired yourself. You can even ask me, and I'll give you a channel that you could keep as secret as you want to work on all your stuff. And, you know, invite other people to it so you have a space, so you don't have to have 15 different Discord servers in your little sidebar for all 15 projects that you're working on. When many of those servers tend to only have one active channel. Yes. Which someone's taking advantage of already. We already have our first project Discord up there, which I'm not going to say what it is because, you know, it's their project. But yeah, I'm really excited to see this all kind of panning out, because one of the benefits of Infinite is seeing all these amazing freelancers, freelance developers, freelance publishers collaborate with all their friends who have all that same awesome energy and drive to want to make something that they love. When people come together to make third party together, they have a lot more freedom as to what they could write. It's a lot less, here's your assignment, write this, and a lot more like, here was our idea. You know, sometimes you'll get freelance assignments or like, here, write this or convert this. But a lot of times it's more open. It's more, I don't want to say like jazz, but it's more like jazz. Because they'll be like, you know, well, this project is about, you know, halfling battle muffins. We kind of want you to work on blueberries, but if you have any other ideas, and you could be like, what about pies? You know, I didn't even think about pies. Yeah, sure, write us up a big thing about pies if that's what enthuses you so much. And you go back and forth, and you end up with products that are really special. Yeah. So, the main point of the show, as usual, is we are going to open up some Magic the Gathering booster packs from Neon Kamigawa. And we are going to see, let's say, I have a set booster and a draft booster. We're going to start with a set booster, or a draft booster. It's not really a draft booster. It's a pre-release booster, which is like halfway between a draft booster and a set booster. because they always have decent foils and rares. But I say that like every week. Yeah. It's funny. There was some Dungeons & Dragons conversions from some old classic Magic cards on the Magic the Gathering subreddit that kind of was the top post today. So it very much made me enthusiastic to want to make some more cards myself. Oh, isn't that nice? Ecologist Terrarium. Oh, that's so cool. Gosh, that is so Starfinder. Man, I wish Starfinder monsters were easier to make. Like, I'm sure they're not as hard as PF1 monsters. Like, I feel like I should do this with Starfinder sometime. Man, that is so cool. I love that a lot. It's a good card too. I mean, any colorless source for looking for land is good. All right. Shrine Steward. That card's cool. We get a lot of them. I mean, it's a common, so it makes sense. It's a robot, Miko. I could dig it, but I think we can do better than that. Reckoner's Bargain. Yep, it's one of those giving up your soul for a demon for power cards. Yep, we have seen plenty of those. Bearer of Memory, an enchantment creature. So it is empowered by the Kami in Kamigawa. Put a 1/1 counter on target enchantment creature. It gains trample. So it empowers spirits, even though it itself... Oh, it's also technically kind of sort of maybe a spirit. Members of the living historians don't simply chronicle the past, they embody it. Okay, cool. I like that. You can do something with that. Moonsnare prototype. Yep, it's a magical trap. It's a hold person. it's a artifact. It's a spell gem of hold person. All right. Ancestral Katana. Whenever a samurai warrior you control attacks alone, you can pay 1, and if you do, attach the katana to it, and it costs 2 to play. That's a pretty dang good card. I mean, in the right deck. Like, I gotta admit, like, for limited, that looks really good. I don't know the limited speed of this set, though. Maybe someone else does. Ambitious Assault. Yep. I don't really see that being a part of a creature. The reason I look at the non-creature spells now is because sometimes I add them to creatures when I need to, but I feel like we could just go through those a little more fast and look at the creatures. Guardians of Oboro, we saw last week. It can't block. It can't attack easily. You have to attack first before it attacks. The Fall of Lord Konda, turning into Fragments of Konda. Yep, it's a story of an old emperor who fell due to his hubris of trying to become immortal, which doesn't really lend itself to making... It would become a haunt. I can make that a haunt. Well, we could do better than that, though, right? Tawashi Guidebot's kind of cute. It's a little podium that follows you around. Ooh, a fox. Oh, we did this one already. Hotshot Mechanic. I think we already did that. Yeah, we did. The little fox. I love that, though. Little engineer kitsune. That's really cool. Web Spinner Cuff. It is Spider-Man's web slinger cuff from the cartoon. I could dig it. And our rare March of Swirling Mist. All right, we did not get a rare creature. It's a cool card, though. What does it do? Up to X card creatures phase out. I never thought I would see phasing outside of a supplemental set again. That's actually pretty incredible. I don't know. I don't remember this from the spoilers. That's really cool. I love that. All right, and a land. So we're looking at the creatures here. I might just go ahead and do Bearer of Memory. It doesn't do too much for me, though, to be honest. But let's look at the other green spells. Maybe we have something that we could combo with it. Oh, Web Spinner Cuff. It could be a Bearer of Memory Web Spinner Spider-Man. All right. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do Bearer of Memory then. Or we could do the Haunt, but I have it set up for creatures already. What would the Haunt even do? Exile target creature and opponent controls. Each player gains control of all permanents they own. And then exile this saga, then return to the battlefield transformed under your control, and it becomes this creature, and when it dies, you get to draw a card. It would be like a... phasing a creature out. Man, that almost works well with March of the Swirling Mist. I almost want to do like a Bearer of Memory, March of the Swirling Mist Konda thing here. Because I do love effects in role-playing games that phase somebody out for a turn. Like, I do like that a lot more than, you can't move for a turn, but you're still getting beat by the monster. Just stop existing for a round is a lot more player-friendly and almost, like, elusive, if you will. What was the blue creature in here? Guardians of Oboro. Modified creatures you control can attack as though they didn't have Defender. So it can't do anything unless it's enchanted. That doesn't work well for a monster in Pathfinder 2, though. Oh, the Web Spinner Cuff's a creature, too. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. We could just do a reconfigure creature. I like those. Yeah, let's do a Web Spinner Cuff. It's a little spider that could attach to your arm, and then you could swing around like Spider-Man. I like that a lot. Here, I'll give so you can see the camera a little bit better while I pull it up on Scryfall. Yeah, and I already have the reconfigure mechanic kind of done. I'll just take it from the other mechanic so we can get to other creatures. Web spinner cuff. Web spinner cuff. Copy image link. And then we'll go over here to our website where you will see our old Norika Yamazaki the poet. I liked this monster a lot. The idea of a monster that can move, the idea of any creature, anything that can move around enchantments but not reduce their duration is kind of fun. I'd love to see that just as a spell in Pathfinder 2nd. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Like, man, that'd be like a 4th or 5th. That'd be a focus spell. That would be a focus spell for sure. Like a focus spell that lets you move all enchantments that you've cast, and you could potentially move, or not enchantments, all buffs, all spells with durations that you've cast targeting creatures. You can move from one target to another. Man, that would be something else. That'd be a crazy, crazy spell. Be really good though. It'd be fun. There'd be a lot of ways you could break it, but like I like spells like that where it's not like immediately broken, but there are ways you could kind of. I don't want to say break because that implies it would ruin the campaign. When it's really just a synergetic combo. All right, let's get rid of Norika though. Oops. 1 minute. I am so sorry about this. Okay, cool. I just had a phone call. There we go. I just had to buzz somebody into the building to drop off groceries. All right. Web spinner cuff. Let's go ahead and open monster. Where do I find that again? Collection. All right. We will go ahead and open the ogre head helm as that has reconfigure. How do I do that? Don't click on it. Oh, there you go. Open. Ogre-headed helm. There we go. All right, so last time how we did this is we made Ogre-headed helm a construct, clockwork. I guess Web spinner cuff still is. Yeah, it's a creation. It's definitely a high technology creation. So we're going to keep that, but it is not a spirit. It is not an Oni, that's for sure. Definitely making this a new monster. So let me duplicate Web spinner cuff. All right, it's a 3-drop. It gives +1/+2. I think level 2 is good for this. We'll keep that. It's more neutral, though, because it is kind of a animal. Animal? Creature? Beast? Yeah, animal. So let's make this, instead of a fiend Oni spirit, we're just going to make this an animal. So it's an uncommon clockwork animal. I know it's weird to have that trait, but it's like such advanced clockwork that it could also count as an animal. Because it does come alive. No, let's just give it clockwork. That makes more sense. It's not going to have any languages because it can't speak. Let's give it common, can't speak. That way you could still order it around because that makes more sense to me. And then we are going to give this thing, let's see, low strength. So 1, moderate dex is good. Con is fine. Has all those immunities. Good, good, good. It has those weaknesses are fine for this. The AC is... This thing has a bigger butt than the Oni. Let's give it a bigger butt. That is to say more AC. So more AC. Let's give it higher forts and low. The will should be good too. Let's just give it higher saves altogether, actually. But it doesn't have regeneration anymore. There we go. That works. Yeah, these are moderate saves. It's a high reflex. It's a little tanky. So high reflex, high fort. Okay, will. Because it will have that wisdom. It will not have that charisma, though. Because it is a spider, and people don't like spiders. So let's give it a low charisma. Let's give it a low intelligence. Do constructs usually have a negative intelligence? They do, right? Like a dash line? Or am I still thinking in 1E? Let's look up Adamantine Golem real quick. They usually have -5. That's how you do it. Right. -5. Yeah, we're good with this then. I'm good with this. Just give it 3 con to make sure you understand that. And Let's only give it 1 wisdom because the will is a -2 from the con, and that's just how I roll. Perception, the wisdom is a little lower than it was before. 8's fine. Dark vision is fine. Okay. Skills will be vastly different because its athletics is going to be much lower. Let's just say like low, like 4. Usually 5 is low. I'm going to go even lower than that. It's just a spider. Acrobatics, though, will be much higher. Will be like 8. Doesn't have deception. Does it? I guess it could have deception because it's like pretending to just be an arm guard. Yeah, let's give it moderate deception. And then +4 if attached to owner. If attached. Cool. Stealth should be high on this because it is a spider. It does not have any lures because it is a spider. It does not have intimidation, despite how scary spiders are. They're actually kind of cowardly. Perfect. That's good. That's fine. All right, for speed, let's just give it 15 feet because it is tiny and a slow little tiny spider. But we'll also give it 15 feet climb. Oh, it is train o'clock here. Train o'clock. Look up spider swarm real quick. I'm making sure about that speed. Oh, they usually have 20 feet. So let's go 20 feet. Climb 20 feet. Great, great, great. For melee, spiders usually have a bite. Hunting spiders, a level 1. That's a medium size. Let's go for a smaller one. Okay. No, it's fine. Spiders usually have fangs and a web. This one, yeah, it says the web. It's a web spinner. So it definitely has to have the web. So let's go fang. I wonder how they do webs in... I know I've run spiders before in APs, but I don't remember how they do webs in 2nd edition. A web is a web trap as the effect. Okay. And web trap, a creature hit by it is immobilized and stuck to the nearest surface until it escapes. DC 17. That's fair. Okay, cool. I like that. Okay, so fangs will be a +9. Let's give it a plus... It is finesse. That's fine. Let's give it a +10. And it will just be finesse. And they do 1d6 +2 piercing plus... I don't think this needs poison. Usually a spider will have poison. I don't see it with this. It has reach, though. Oh, reach is the web spin. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, it doesn't need poison. Which is great. Because it has other stuff it could do that the normal spiders can't. So then this will be web, which will be a +8. Range increment 30 feet. And effect web trap. They don't let you do just effects. I'm going to have to just write out effect web trap. They usually don't let you do that, apparently, as an attack in... Oh, I guess you'd write it here in their special abilities. Okay, well, we need wind up, which is fine. I just need to change, instead of ogre head helmet, needs to say web spinner cuff. Enemies attempting to wind down the web spinner cuff. Oh, no, it doesn't do that. So it's just a regular wind up. The reconfigure. The web spinner cuff assumes the form of a bracelet? A cuff. Attached to its owner's wrist. Or becomes a separate creature. Each user reconfigure costs the web spinner cuff. Causes the web spinner cuff. There we go. To lose 1 hour of operational time. A web spinner cuff. That's one word. Web spinner cuff is a piece of jewelry that grants a +1 status bonus to athletics checks to climb and balance. Good. A creature donning the web spinner cuff. Usually there was we used to have it so you grew multiple arms also when you donned it. Obviously we're not going to do that. So a creature donning the web spinner cuff gains the web attack of the web spinner cuff using Should the person with it use their own their own ranged attack value, or the web spinner, whichever is higher? Yeah, sure. So gains the web attack of the web spinner cuff using its ranged attack modifier if higher. Well, I guess I have to say like range attack unarmed modifier. How would you even word that? Using its gains the web ranged unarmed attack. Ranged unarmed attack. With a maximum range of 30 feet. The attack has the web trap effect and can be used. Do we have grappling hooks in Pathfinder 2e? Do we have ability grappling hooks? Do those have a thing? To anchor a grappling hook, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. And can be used as a grappling hook against a DC. On a success, your hook has a firm hold. By a critical failure, the hook seems like it will hold, but it actually won't. On a grappling hook that cannot critically fail. On a grappling hook, period. Semicolon, that's how we do it. A web spinner cuff used as a grappling hook cannot critically fail. Cool. Because usually a grappling hook critical failure effect is you think the grappling hook is secure, but it's not. And I just don't see a spider web doing that when it's a mechanical spider. Like, it needs to be a little better than a 1 silver piece light bulk item. You know? Like, we could do a little better than that. Otherwise, people just gonna be like, why don't I just carry a grappling hook? Alright. So let's do descend on a web. Can you use descend on a web while you're grappling, I wonder? The hunter usually would descend on a web, allows a spider to move straight down 40 feet, suspended by a web line. It could hang from the web or drop off. Yeah, we should let them do that too. Could be used as a grappling hook. A web spinner cuff could be used as a grappling hook, cannot critically fail. Could be used as a grappling hook, cannot critically fail, and a creature suspended by a web spinner cuff gains the descend on a web action. That works. Okay, descend on a web is a single action. That simply is the move trait, and it says the web spinner cuff, blah, 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 moves straight down up to 40 feet, suspended by a web. It could hang from the web or drop off. The web spinner cuff, the distance it descends on a web does not count for falling damage. A creature that successfully strikes the web severs it, causing the spider to fall. I'm going to increase the hardness of this web just a little, and the hit points just a little, because it is a higher level creature. Let's also then add in web trap. We have to actually spell out what that does. Web trap is a no action offensive ability. A creature hit by the web spinner cuff's web attack is immobilized and stuck to the nearest surface until it escapes. DC 18. Level 1 spider does 17, so 18 for level 2 is just fine. That would be a high spell DC, a high creature DC. That's fine. Makes me think I want the wind up to be a little bit more. Oh, I forgot. I wanted it to use wind whenever you use it as a grappling hook, maybe? Oh, no, it doesn't when you reconfigure, so you're fine with that. Yeah, we're good. That's all this thing needs to do. It is a web spinner cuff. I like it. Tiny construct neutral creature 2. We did it all. Awesome. Let me go ahead and save this. Download PNG. Save. Oh no, I'm not in BoosterBestiary. BoosterBestiary. Yeah, I'm actually getting excited for PaizoCon this year. I gotta admit, last year was really fun, but it didn't feel it quite. I think the hybrid is going to be more fun than all online. I'll put it that way. I think the hybrids could have a lot more energy than all online. And the fact that they've mentioned Pathfinder Infinite in the news post makes me very excited, because they said they're going to, you could do Pathfinder Infinite events there, and that makes me very happy. We're not quite sure yet what that will entail in terms of tickets. Like, will Pathfinder Infinite creators doing their own content to be able to run a certain number of slots to get something like a ticket, or yeah. Because that would kind of stink if you wanted to run something at PaizoCon and they were like, well, if you have a ticket, you can, otherwise you can't. I don't think they'll do that, because usually they give you stuff for running PFS there. So you could always just run PFS and then also run the convention. Check out that full art card. There's art cards in the set packs. They look pretty cool. I gotta admit, they're really cool. Sometimes you even get them like with signatures overlaid on them. It look really nice. There we have it. Isn't that bad? Isn't that awesome? It's like a Starfindery Blink, like turn to data, but defensively or to sneak around. I think that's really pretty. That's awesome. This would make a pretty cool token too, actually. You could just cut out the 1 inch of the ninja right up there, and it's pretty thick cardstock, you know? I don't know. It feels bad to do that though. It feels like you shouldn't cut out your art card. Oh, look at that beautiful forest. Oh man. I need more of the planes from this set. I'm making a Light Paws enchantment deck. Definitely need more of the planes from this set. All right, Jukai Trainee already. Oh, wow, that's cool. I like that. That art is really cool. The set packs have a lot more of the alt art, the anime art, the ninja art. Whenever Jukai Trainee blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1. So it has the old Bushido. It's a boring-ish card, but we might get another green spell we could throw with it, right? Automated Artificer. It's a robot that makes more robots. Yep, we've made those on this stream before. Ironhoof Boar. Trample. What is that? Is it an artifact creature? I'm glad she could run again, but this might have been a bit much. Oh, it's a poor boar that like got hurt, and they repaired the poor piggy, but now the piggy's like a giant creature and rampaging through the town, and nobody could stop it because they repaired it. Wow. Okay, I love it. That's really fun flavor. I guess the channel is supposed to represent like taking it apart and using the it's a cyborg. Thank you, Faceless. That's amazing. It's a cyborg. Oh my lord, that's hilarious. I guess if I had to make this into a Pathfinder creature, it would be a construct beast, construct animal. It would work like a boar, but it would have some bonus from having the prosthetic legs. I might even look at Sterling Dynamo and see what I could give it there. And if you kill it, you could harvest the Sterling Dynamo from it, which could either, I don't know, allow you to qualify for the Prestige class if it's uncommon, flavor-wise, or you could use it as a gadget one time before it falls apart to, like, get the bonus of being a Sterling Dynamo, but that'd be weird because it's legs. I'd have to figure that out. That's if we use that one, but that's the current winner. We have a mech. Big Thundersteel Colossus. It's a big old mech. It has Trample and Haste. Mechs are cool, but big old mech is kind of boring because he just has Trample and Haste. Light the Way. Like that card. Little light robot. Selfless Samurai. Oh, it's the Selfless Fox. Whenever a Samurai warrior you control attacks alone, it gains lifelink. Selfless Samurai sacrifice it. Another creature you control gains indestructible. So he sacrifices himself to save someone. And he is a fox. That's cool. But not too much more we could do with. I'm more inspired by the boar, unfortunately. I do like making kitsune, but the boar. Tempered in Solitude. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. That would kind of fit the boar. Many master samurai make pilgrimages deep inside the Sokanzen Mountains, where they train and meditate with its silence, hoping to commune with a lava kami. Ooh, what if it was a lava kami or a volcano kami that was powering the dynamo? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. All right. Befriending the Moths. It's a moth. Yep, you become friends with moths. You get a bunch of one-on-one encounters, and then you could ride a moth. Moth mounts are kind of cool. Azusa's Mini Journey. Yep, it's Azusa. She lets you play land, but eh. Ooh, what is this? A legendary rat. Legendary rat. Oh man, look at that art. That is so pretty. That is a rat on a hover bike. Is it a hover bike or just a bike? Oh, it's just a bike. There's a rat on a motorcycle on Greasefang. That's one greasy rat. It's hard to say which is more deadly, her bike or her bite. It's a rat pilot, white-black. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, that's interesting. So she like overdrives vehicles. She overdrives vehicles, and I mean she could like quickly repair them, I guess. Yeah, she has her big wrench. So she quickly repairs vehicles and then kind of abandons them. Only uses them temporarily. She doesn't like using them for long. That's pretty cool. I think I could do something with that, which would be fun because it's the rare, so we might not see it again. Dockside Chef is creepy. It is a cannibal chef with some creepy parts inside of its ramen. There's an eyeball in his ramen, and yep, it is creepy. And we have some tip cards and that forest again. All right, cool. Yeah, let's do Greasefang. Greasefang would be fun. I'm gonna see if Greasefang has any alternate art to maybe inspire us. Oh, let's see if we have any more white or black spells. We have Befriend the Moths, but that'd be funny if she's... I'm gonna write a moth instead. No, that's not her. Light the Way, I guess. It does with vehicles, so like, if I can't figure out while I'm building with her, I could just do Light the Way, and that would be a little sentry Kami that has a little lamp on it that follows her around. I guess the headlights might be out on the bike. I don't know. Figure that out. Greasefang. All right. Oh, she does have other art. I'm going to put her other art up there too, so you could all see that. Oh, let me move over here to website. All right. So here's her other art. Very, it is art. You check that out. I don't know what to think about the art. It's fun. It's very fun, actually. Very happy fun. Doesn't... The other art looks like deadly serious, and this one's just kind of like, wee, I have a bike. So that's a thing. She still has her cool wrench, and she's still clearly somehow using her magic or her expertise as a pilot to make the thing move, because it looks really junky and scrappy, which fits what we were going to do with her anyway, so that works. All right, cool. So let's just put that up there for some reference, and I'll get the art that I pulled as the primary, because I think in this case I like the original art more than the anime art, I gotta admit. I love the frame on the anime art, is gorgeous, but I think I like the wizard's art more than the guest art. Victor Adame's art I think I like a little bit more than... Tapioca is the illustrator of this. I'm serious, didn't make that up. Check it out. Tapioca. Oh, and they spell oka with kanji. That's cool. Tapioca. I like that. Cool. Kind of reminds me of Puddinhead was a magic artist for a long time. He just went by, in all caps, Puddinhead. I'm not sure what his real name was, so I get it. That's cool. Do we have our old pilot here already? We don't. I'm going to pull them up in another tab real quick, though. We did make a pilot before, and I'm curious how we made an NPC pilot. We're going to have, like, a bunch of racers. God, now I have to run my players through a racetrack just to, like, get this done. Let's just check it out really quick here. Streaming. If anyone here has any ideas for what she could do by bringing vehicles to life, I am all ears. Maybe even as she's racing, she could bring them to life and just crash them into people. That'd be pretty cool. That would fit the color well. What was it called? Kitsune Ace, I think was the name of the pilot we did earlier. Yeah, it was. Alright, Kitsune Ace was a level 6 creature. Cool. Very good. Oh, I know how we could insert Kitsune Ace easily. Let's just open the JSON file. Let's upload the JSON file for Kitsune Ace. I gotta do that more often. It'll make this much faster and easier for everyone, which makes it more entertaining when we get to the cool abilities, which is hands down the best part of the stream. I'm tempted to just make the stream like, let's talk about abilities they might have. But I'm also looking for other ideas. If anyone wanted to be a guest on this and make a monster with me, I'm totally up for that. If you don't play Magic, I have packs for every game. We could open whatever packs you want. I am not in the right folder. I'm a little out of it today, if you can't notice. I was woken up at like 6 in the morning by a spammer. I got a new phone, but The blocker isn't working on it, so I gotta download a new blocker that will work with it. All right, cool. Kitsune Ace is not Kitsune Ace. Kitsune Ace is Greasefang Okiba Boss. They are not a Kitsune. They are a rat folk. I don't think they're called rat folk anymore, are they? They are. Right, they call themselves Yosuki. Yosoki. Yes, but they are rat folk. Cool. Do rat folk have any feats that let them be tinkers? Like scrappers? Scrappy? I thought they did. I might be thinking of goblins, though. Warren Digger. Rat folk. Gnaw. Rat lab. Lab rat. Lab rat. Pack rat. No. Okay. Just checking that out. Alright, cool. So they will know, what languages do rat folk usually know? Rat folk tend to know. Is it just called Yosoki? It is, cool. Alright, so let's give them Yosoki. They tend to know Aklo, huh? Dwarven, because we gave the other, we gave the Kitsune Ace Dwarven. I like Knoll. We have a running gag that Knoll's like junk and scrap and stuff. So let's give him Knoll. Cool. I'm going to also make this level 6, which means my players, if they encounter this, will be probably level 4 to 5. Because I want the racers to be a little bit higher level, because it's very unlikely that if they do make enemies of the racers, I don't think my players are going to fight all of them at once. It would probably be one of those things where they only fight one at a time. The Kitsune Ace had low strength and high dex. We're going to keep the high dex, but we're going to, and the intelligence is good too, because that's what rat folk get anyway. And they have an ability flaw to strength. Yeah, we're going to keep pretty much these same. We're going to lower charisma just a, well, she is a boss of a gang. Man, these stats are just so good for this too. Yeah, I'll just keep these stats. These stats are good. What's the difference? Kitsune Ace was a 2-2, and this is a 4-3, but it was in a 4-4 last time. Because we made the Kitsune Ace with the Reckoner Bank Buster. So they have comparable stats, like all the way down the line. Maybe a little less defense. Not much, though. And that'll mostly be the vehicle, actually. Yeah, I know. She's stronger than the Kitsune Ace, so let's go ahead and give her a little less dex, but a little more strength, and a little more con. And that will show up in her having a little bit less AC, but quite a bit more hit points. Not like extremely high, but like a bit more. I like that. Feels a lot better. That will also mean a slightly lower will save, or reflex save, but she'll have a slightly higher will save because, and fort save, because she is the gang, a boss of a gang, so hence the high save there. I like her having the high perception. That fits very, very well. The acrobatics is going to be a little bit lower, but the athletics is going to be a little bit higher. Crafting is fine at 15. Actually, she's even more of a scrapper than the Kitsune Ace. So let's give her an 18 to that. But we're going to lower her piloting a little bit. So her driving lore is just going to be a 16. Thievery is going to be a little higher. But intimidation, we're just going to cut a little lower. She's a boss, so we're going to increase intimidation too. We'll lower diplomacy. Actually, yeah, it's good. And we'll lower deception as well. She doesn't care if you don't like her. She is good. There's a low deception. And let's give her a little bit higher on diplomacy. No, low diplomacy, low deception. She doesn't care if you like her or not. She is brazen. That's what I get from that art, at least. So we're going to give her, she doesn't need the coins like the Kitsune Ace had. Those were there just because he used coins for a special ability. But she doesn't use coins for her special ability. She has her cool wrench. So, what is the name of that wrench? Is that an equipment in Kamigawa? I don't think it is it? Grease Fang's Wrench. We'll just call it like the Grease Fang, the Greasy Fang. I'll just call it Junk Crime. +1 striking wrench. Yeah, striking is good. Average damage should have 2 damage dice at this point, so striking is good. And we will call that attack Junk Crime. Wrench. It will be a +16. The wrench should probably have similar stats to a mace. Like a light mace. Agile, finesse, and shove. A mace would just be shove. So probably shove, like a mace. Gnome flick mace? No. I will not stat up the gnome flick mace. Thank you very much. I'm not saying that it's like better than people think, because I really don't think it is, actually. I think the flick mace is fine. Mace maul pistol. What type of weapon is a mace? Mace is a club. Let's look at clubs. So for clubs, we have what's a rungu? Specialized club designed for throwing. Nope. Mace Morningstar. What does a Morningstar have? Versatile P? I don't think so. Nightstick. Oh yeah, it's like a nightstick. Agile, finesse, non-lethal, parry, uncommon. All right, let's give this. Traits do I give this? Let's give this. It's not really that agile. Yeah, let's give this shove. Because shove seems really good during a race. Parry and uncommon. Good. And it will do 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning. That's not enough. Let's give it 2d10 plus 4. That would be 15 damage. That's still low. 2d12 plus 4 would be... D12 is too big for this. Let's give it 2d10 plus 9. I'm going to increase the base value, and that would be higher than high. Let's go 2d8 plus 9. There we go. That works. That's fine. All right, so that is our cool magic wrench. Oh, it should be magic. It is definitely magic. Shove, magic, parry, uncommon. That works. All right. She's not going to have her vehicle stats like she does, like the Kitsune Ace does, because she gets her own vehicles whenever she wants them. Do rat folk have fangs at all times? I don't think they do. Or her name's Grease Fang. I should give her the fang. So yeah, let's give her a fang. Rat folk fangs usually do. Pack rat, rat speak, skull creeper, gnaw. Vicious incisors. Vicious incisors. You gain a jaws unarmed strike that deals 1d6 piercing. You're in the brawling group and they have finesse and unarmed. Okay, cool. So jaws. Jaws will also be they'll be a +15 because it's not a +1 weapon, and it will be finesse, unarmed, 2d6, 1d6. Plus 9 piercing. Yeah, I like it. I know I'm making her a little bit like feel like a player character when she's not. She's a monster. Usually you don't have to give your monsters like justifications like, well, that's striking and that's not, so let's lower the damage. But I find that my players personally really enjoy it. It makes they like the verisimilitude. Oops, sorry about that. I just got a thing. All right, we're good. All right, so reading your card again. At the beginning of combat, she will return a vehicle from a graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Because the fact it gains haste makes me think she should keep push it. The fact she's sliding makes me think she should keep power slide. She's not going to have Incessor's Arrest. That was Kitsune Ace exclusive. As was Change Shape. Definitely does not have that. Oh, she does have Dark Vision because she's a... Yisoki. Reckless bank busting, she will not have that either. That was the Kitsune Ace's special ability. Okay, so we'll keep power slide and push it. Let's have a... Let's... 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 do you call it when you steal a car? Jacking. So let's call it grease jacking. This will be a offensive 2-action activity. With the, what is make whole? Make whole, I think, is transmutation. 90% sure. It used to be transmutation. Yeah, it's transmutation. Cool. All right, so it will have the transmutation trait. Grease Fang can channel the power of drunk crime to take control of, to instantly repair and take full control of an unoccupied vehicle. Vehicle Pathfinder2e. What is usually the action to board a vehicle? Vehicle basics: size, space, movement, heading, propulsion, clockwork propulsion, piloting a vehicle. Here we go. Piloting check. Board is usually 1 action. It's called board. Okay. An adjacent vehicle. Pathfinder2e spell. Let's look up mending. An adjacent vehicle. Okay. She restores, let's say she's level 6, 30 hit points to an adjacent vehicle, potentially removing the broken condition if this repairs it past the vehicle's broken threshold. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna do it this way. She grants temporary hit points. Pathfinder2e spell. Do you grant temporary hit points? You give. All right. I'm gonna say she gives 30 temporary hit points to an adjacent vehicle, potentially removing the broken condition if this repairs it past the vehicle's broken threshold. She can so if she has to say Grease Fang boards the vehicle. These temporary hit points last 1d4 minutes, or as long as these temporary hit points last as long as Grease Fang is piloting the vehicle, plus an additional 1d4 minutes. Grease Fang boards the vehicle. Maybe she has to board it to repair it. No, she doesn't, because that would be you have to pilot it, which she doesn't in this. Grease Fang may then board the vehicle. Great. There we have it. Oh, is that everything? Yeah, it is. Temporary hit points with broken threshold. Yep. So yeah, she can literally hit a vehicle with her wrench. The vehicle sparks back to life. She could drive it. She gets to board it doing that. And then she can go ahead into the race. I like this a lot. This makes it a very fun NPC along with the Kitsune Ace. If you were to run a racing scenario and you wanted some very flavorful characters that could do some really cool stuff involving their vehicles and not just roll DC checks and time out the vehicles in advance, which is probably a lot easier to do as a GM, but like, I don't know, this is kind of charming. So let me really quick download that PNG so I could post this to social media over the next week. We got some more people watching, so I want to make another little announcement. Same things as before though. Oh no, I got some new news. I got new news. I do have new news. On Friday, I will be doing Infinite Reviews. I will be reviewing a new product along with its author, so it will be a review/interview. And that author is Kevin Glusing of Samurai Sheepdog. He did, you might remember him from Draconian. I did a very thorough review of that about 2 months ago. He has a new book out called Heroes of Origin, The Paradigm, PF2. Really cool Pathfinder Infinite book, and we will get into the details of that book later. But to tell you specifically, it has 17 Galarian archetypes in it, many of which are expanding on the Lost Omens World Guide archetypes, which weren't the strongest archetypes. Love the archetypes. I have 3 different characters who use archetypes from that book, and I gotta tell you, I wish they were a little stronger, so I'm glad that someone is stepping up and giving us more feats for them archetypes, because I think that is just swell. Their feats for the Aldori Sword Lords, the Firebrands, the Hell Knights, the Houses of Perfection, the Magyaba Academy, the Red Mantis Assassins, the Pathfinder Society. So, yeah, a lot of feats for existing Galarian-specific archetypes. And there's a new base class in it, the Paradigm base class, which is all about, it has few of its own choices, but it's meant for archetypes. Like, it's a base class just for archetypes. So if you're not playing a free archetype game, but you just want to play an archetype, especially an archetype that has like 20 of its own feats, like the Zoomer or the Star Spinner, or even the Spell Trickster, this would be an ideal base class for those, because you could just say, I don't want class feats, I just want archetype feats. I like that a lot. I really, really like that a lot. So if anybody has any questions to ask him, you could go on my Discord, which is at infinite.net, and ask. I will be posting after the show, ask me here if you have any questions you want to ask Kevin, Kevin Glusing about any of his work, or about this product in particular. And I will have them on the show. There will also be a thread on the Pathfinder2e subreddit tomorrow, which will have more opportunities for you to post your questions and see other people's questions if that influences you on any further questions you have. And yes, check out my Discord at infinite.net. It is a Pathfinder Infinite creative space. That creator space where you can meet other Pathfinder Infinite creators, learn to become one yourself, or even if you don't want to write your own Pathfinder Infinite content, that's great, because there's plenty of other uses for this, such as asking existing Pathfinder Infinite creators, hey, what books do you have coming out next? Or like, how does this feat work in this book you wrote? Not all of them might be receptive to that second question, but I certainly am. If I make any kind of mistake in my books, tell me ASAP. And I tend to update those PDFs within 24 hours of being told. It does happen on occasion, because we're all only human. And being able to update those PDFs instantly is one of the great advantages of third-party products. There we go. So we're going to do one more, and then I think I'm going to call it, because I am actually getting very tired. And I don't want to leak into, I think there's an Arcane Mark tonight. And, I want to take a power nap before Arcane Mark, so I could be all up and ready to watch that. So we're going to do another draft booster here. And if I don't get anything like really inspiring from this, I'm just going to open another pack. I know that's cheating, but like I said, I'm tired, and I'm going to be honest, I want to open more of my packs. Opening 3 or 4 packs a week is killing me. No, it's not, but it is a little tiring. So network terminal, it's a artifact. Okay. We have Dragonfly suit again. Cool. It's a mech suit. We could do it in Starfinder sometime, but not Pathfinder 2. I don't feel like going into making... I could make a mech. If I get a mech that doesn't just have keywords, we'll do it. I'll make a vehicle mech on stream. You've heard me here. I will do it. I will stat up a vehicle mech. It's going to be terrible. Kami's Fire. It's a burn spell. You're already dead. Yes. I love it. I love it. It's so fun, man. I'm so glad. It seems like all the games now are realizing that, like, games are meant to be fun, so do fun things in your game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to point fingers at Fortnite. No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, like, Pathfinder 2, Starfinder, Magic now, games are just doing fun, silly things like this. I know they always have. Like, just look at D&D 2nd Edition. There's tons of really silly things. But I feel like late 90s to early 2000s, we kind of lost the silly. And I'm glad to see it come back. Uh, Tomio's Safekeeping. Oh, that's cool. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible to end turn. You may gain 2 life. That is going in one of my decks. I need a foil one now. All right, cool. Mirror Shell Crab. It's a big crab. Oh my god, it's a big crab. It's a big old crab. You could discard it to counter a spell. It's technically a robot. It's a robot crab that has anti-magic capabilities. So it's like a cold iron golem crab. It's a magic resistant golem crab that can detonate itself to produce an anti-magic field. Oh man, that'd be brutal. Oh man, I want to make a giant crab. Oh, do we have any? I'm going to see if we get any more blue spells or artifacts I could use. This network terminal, maybe? Nah. We'll see. Golden Sail Disciple. It has cool artwork. It is a fox, but it does nothing special. And lifelink is weird in Pathfinder. I need to think of a good way to make lifelink in Pathfinder. Because, like, I need to make that bestiary for summoners is what I need to do. Like, that's been an infinite product I want to make for a while. Maybe I should just get some other authors and be like, do you want to all work on this together? I don't know. Bestiary for summoners would be really fun, wouldn't it? You could have stuff like creatures that you gain temporary hit points when they do damage if you summon them. Like creatures with abilities like that are just made to like complement the fact that higher level summons aren't that good. They're good for utility, but there's no good higher level combat summons. Like you only use summons at higher levels to get access to weird spells. Anyway, Kami of Restless Shadows. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Oh, it's the Kami of the Ninja. Yeah, we talked about him before. He's cool. He has shuriken floating around him. He could bring ninjas back from the dead or dying ninjas, make them more stealthy. Cool. Imperial Subduer. It taps a creature. Cease your pathetic struggling. It is a fan waggler. I love fan waggling. I don't like it in combat. Actually, I do like it in combat. I have a devoted muse who fan waggles. Yeah, so it is a fan waggler, which is my my term for a courtier, a politician in a fantasy setting, because they threateningly waggle a fan in your face when they point. In this case, it could actually make somebody not do something for an action. That's kind of neat. It's no Mirror Shell Crab, though. All right, Behold the Unspeakable. Is the giant golem crab the Unspeakable? I think it might be. Let's see what that would do. Creatures you don't control get a little weaker on offense. If you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, scry 2 and then draw 2 cards. Oh yeah, the Unspeakable was a Kami from the first Kamigawa. He was the Kami of Unspeakable Secrets. The Kami of Arcane Secrets is what he was. So the Kami of, unknown esotericism and spells and magic and all that. Exile the Saga, return to your battlefield, and it is it's a big, weird spirit creature that gets bigger when you have more cards in your hand. So yeah, it's a spirit of knowledge, eldritch knowledge. I suppose the Mirror Shell Crab could be inscribed with eldritch knowledge. That'd be cool if it was on the inside of his plates. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Have an anti-magic crab, and the reason it was built, it was to hide arcane secrets that would cause problems. So they like inscribed the arcane secrets on the inside of his shell where the anti-magic field is, so it couldn't like cause those problems because it's a walking anti-magic crab. I like that so much. Oh wow, that reminds me of the sword golem, from Bestiary 3, the construct that has a sword in its stomach that it could make copies of and hit you with. It's supposed to protect the sword. So in this case, it's supposed to protect some kind of scroll or spell or ritual, something that could cause a whole lot of problems. Oh, this is a Generous Visitor. It's a little squirrel kami. It's a little dude in a squirrel costume kami, or a little squirrel with a mask on. Whenever you catch an enchantment spell, it puts a counter on somebody. It gives you little gifts, and you're supposed to accept them despite the fact they just look like acorns. Okay. Oh, here's a mech. I did say if I got a mech with text on it, but I think I want the crab now. Mobilizer mech. When it becomes crewed, up to one other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature. Oh, that's cool. So it's a vehicle that when you I almost want to say mount, but that's a horse, not a vehicle. When you pilot it, another vehicle like within 30 feet, you're piloting as well. So you get 2 vehicles for the price of 1. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. It's an uncommon, so we might get it again. I mean, the crab's a common too, but we probably won't get the crab with the Unspeakable. So The crab's probably winning. If you guys want to see me make a mech in Pathfinder 2 using the vehicle rules, I'll do it. If you'd rather see anti-magic crab, go ahead and chat and tell me right now that you want anti-magic crab. I'm more excited about anti-magic crab, so I'll probably just go with that if other people don't say otherwise. But honestly, writing stats for a mech would be really fun. And I have never written stats. No, I have written stats for vehicles. I have written stats for vehicles. I did it right here on the show last week. 2 weeks ago. Last week? I don't know. Okay, we got another creepy dockside chef. It's a dude who puts human parts in his ramen. Yep. I'm not inspired by that. Biting Palm Ninja. Oh, that's pretty cool. So this is a ninja with a mouth in its hand. What does that mouth do? It enters battlefield with a menace counter on it. That means it has menace, so it's intimidating. It's fearful. Definitely is when it has that scary looking hand mouth thing. When it deals combat damage to a player, you can remove a menace counter from it. When you do, the player reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card and exile it. Oh, it's like an Illithid. Okay. For this, I would just take the sneaky template, the striker template, skirmisher template. Just take a rogue, take a ninja basically, and throw the Illithid on it. So like that's it. Just take yourself a basic thief ninja rogue. Just take a rogue creature NPC and throw the Illithid on it. Really putting the men in ramen. Oh, thank you. That's gross. That's real gross. Yeah, Dockside Chef. Man, puts the men in ramen. Yeah, I do like the idea of having ghostly hands that I guess he's feeding the undead. Oh, he's feeding the undead. Okay, I thought for a minute maybe they were helping him cook, but no, those are not cooking chopsticks. Cooking chopsticks are much longer because you could put them in a wok without the oil burning you. Those are eating chopsticks, and they are taking stuff out, not putting it in. That makes more sense. So he feeds ghosts using dead people. It's still pretty cool. Kind of an evil Yoko. Yoko's my Starfinder character who maxes out his ranks in cooking, and yeah. The GM's been very, very generous letting me do stuff with cooking to solve encounters, which I really appreciate. And I completely agree with in terms of from a like game design / adventure writing / GMing perspective. If your PC does something like I want to max out cooking, you let them do it and you give them reasons to like it. Because it adds so much flavor to a campaign. Literally, flavor. I get it. And it just makes the world feel alive. What was that called? Know the unknowable, seek the unseekable, row, fight the power, behold the unspeakable. We are going to behold the unspeakable. Copy image link. Behold the unspeakable. All right, there we have it. Behold the unspeakable. And we're quickly going to look up a crab so I could get some idea. So let's look up crab. Let's see if there's already a robot crab. Oh, I have Nethys search up right now. So crab. There's crabs, giant crabs, hermit crabs, giant crabs. Azerketi crab catcher. That's a Azerketi who catches crabs. It also gave me grab. That's cool. You should check out Nethys search. If you go to my Discord at infinite.net, you'll find Nethys search under the useful tools channel, links channel. There's a community links channel. You'll find Nethys search. It's a GitHub project that makes it much easier to search through archives of Nethys and much faster. All right, so we're going to make this the biggest crab we can. So I'm just going to pull up giant crab just so I can look at it and reference it a little bit. But this is actually more of a golem. And there's no crabs that go after level 5 normally. We want a very anti-magic golem, like an adamantine or an iron golem. This thing's a 7-drop. Man, a 7-drop creature. It is a ward, that's for sure. Oh, let's look up the sword ward. What was that thing called? Sword construct, Pathfinder2e. Sword golem. What was that thing called? I don't know. We're just going to use a golem. So we will go ahead and take the We'll take the iron golem and work off that. Mirror shell crab. Oh, is there a glass golem already? Well, mirror shell. It's not glass. It's metal. It's just called that because it's reflected. It reflects spells at people. Okay. Which I don't think the glass golem does. If it does, I'll steal that ability, but I don't think it does. It has dazzling, brilliant, spell reflection. It does. Yeah, we're gonna base this off the glass golem then. So let's go new monster. Open URL. Load URL. Go glass golem. All right. So this is more than uncommon. We're just gonna call this unique because I can't think of anyone who would make a giant crab. We're gonna make this huge. It's gonna be a huge crab. This is a 7 drop, so we're gonna make this level 12. I say that sad because I want my players to see these things earlier, but I'll have it around for a while. I'll be able to use it. I'll be able to torment them with it. So 12. All right, so we're going to give it +1 strength above what they normally has. We give it a little more con, too, than the glass golem usually has. But less dex, because it's just a big crab. Okay, that works for it really well. We're going to make its AC. Usually crabs have 1924, creature level 2. Usually crabs have high AC but low hit points. Cool. I want to be consistent with how crabs usually operate. So let's give it low hit points would be like 175. Seems good. Well, we'll make it 185. Usually a low hit point creature for this would be like 160. So this is a little higher than usual, but we're going to make the AC not that low because usually a low AC is 30, a moderate's 32. We'll make it 30. That's a low, but that's fine. Its reflex is going to go to almost nothing because it is a crab. Giant crab actually has high reflex, and I'm not sure why. It's kind of weird. What is low saves on this? Like 16? Okay, so we'll give it 16 reflex. We'll give it high fort, which will be 25, and moderate will, which will be 22. Moderate will because it is still a golem, and they tend to be difficult to hit with will save stuff, although they also tend to have a million immunities. So let's give this every immunity in the book. Bleed, death effects, disease, doom, drain, fatigued, fire. Does glass usually have fire too? Immunities? No. We should give it the glass golem immunities. Alright. Glass golem immunities. Anti-magic below, non-lethal attacks, poison, paralyzed, doomed, healing magic. Alright, cool. We're good with that. For resistance, we will give it physical 10, except adamantine, or I'm going to say except adamantine or non-magical bludgeoning. That's weird, isn't it? I like it, though. Sing resists magic. Yeah, I like it. That's fine. We do have to give it these special defense golem anti-magic. Originally, they do harm by sonic. 66, 2d6 from areas of persistent damage, healed by fire, slowed by cold. Yeah, I like that. That works for this. That's fine for this. I almost feel like it's a crab, so it should be healed by cold and slowed by fire. Yeah, sure. I think that's memey enough. So let's go, because, you know, you roast crabs with fire. I mean, they could survive the cold pretty well. So we're going to switch cold and heat in the anti-magic ability of it. It will still be vulnerable to shatter. No, it has ward and channel. Yeah, it'll still be vulnerable to shatter. That's fine. A mirror shell crab is affected by shatter. Fine. But it does still have spell reflection, so the mirror shell crab is targeted by a spell. The mirror shell crab positions its magical reflective surfaces to turn the spell back on the caster. It tries to counteract the spell by attempting an acrobatics check for its counteract check. I don't like the acrobatics. We're going to change that. If successful, it counters the spell. The effect is turned back on the caster. So the mirror shell crab. So we're going to do athletics instead. And we're going to say, instead of positions, it slams its magical reflective surfaces. That's cool. All right, so we're going to give this a pretty high athletics, I think. The glass golem had, what did it have for acrobatics? It has 16, which is actually lower than moderate. So we got to give it a little bit lower, it looks like. Otherwise, it will just reflect everything. Oh, well, that's fine. So at level 12, a slightly lower than moderate would be a plus 20. Acrobatics, I'm going to give it like almost nothing. I'm not going to put it in acrobatics. It's a big crab. I always do. Let's just give it like a low would be give it a plus 21 to athletics, and let's give it a plus 16 to acrobatics. Plus 14 to acrobatics. It's monstrously low. Giant crab doesn't really need any other checks. I guess I could give it the monstrously low stealth for lols, because it's a big crab. Survival? No, it's a golem. It doesn't have survival. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fine. That's good with that. It doesn't have items. It does have pincers, which on these are called... What do giant crabs have? Claws. They're just called claws. Okay. Claw. The claw will be a plus 26 attack, which is high but not extreme, which is fine because it does not have agile. It doesn't have anything. It's just a claw. It is magical. That's fine. Magical is fine. And the claw will do 3d10 plus 14 slashing plus grab, which means we also need to give this constrict, which is a single action offense ability with one action and no traits that does some amount of damage and has a save. So DC 28 will be the save, and the damage will be 3d6 plus 10? Sure. That's the low damage for a creature at this level. I think you do low damage for... yeah, you do low damage for Constrict. It's only fair because it's a mapless attack, and this thing's big. And huge creatures with... oh, I gotta give this reach. Reach 10 feet. Because this is a huge creature. For speed, we will give it a swim speed. So swim 15 feet. 25 feet is fine for speed. I don't like making big creatures arbitrarily low. That doesn't make sense. Like, if you're big, you have bigger legs. I mean, I guess it makes sense with how locomotion works. But, I don't know. You know, fine. I'll give him 20 feet. I just talked myself out of what I came to argue with. But that's how you learn. Don't always stick to your guns when you're designing if you want to expand your design and do cool things with it. I got a +2 to saving throws, +2 versus magic on saves, which is your standard anti-magic text. Resistances. I'm going to take out the non-magical bludgeoning. I'm just going to say except adamantine or bludgeoning, which fits fine with crabs because they tend to resist everything but bludgeoning. I have to give it vulnerable to prone because attacking the crab belly for extra damage is the best meme ever in the monster manual. Vulnerable to prone is if a creature critical succeeds to trip the giant crab, the crab is flipped over on its back. A crab flipped on its back has a hard time defending itself, taking a -2 circumstance penalty to AC for being -4 total circumstance penalty for AC for being flat-footed. Okay, cool. So the mirror shell crab, great. Knock over the crab and hit its weak points for extra damage, which is a defense ability and is not have an action. You know, fine. Yeah, that was the sound of me giving up. Oh no, it was the sound of me I'm gonna say scuttle on spell reflection. Spell reflecting scuttle. The mirror crab scuttles to the side to reflect a spell against its mirrored shell. Against its shell. Its reflective surfaces turning the spell back on the caster. There we go. Cool. All right. Now I need... After the spell resolves, the Meershell Crab can stride up to its speed in a straight line as part of the reaction. There, I just combined Scuttle and Spell Reflecting. It's a high-level creature, so that's fine. And it has some other things that, like, this would probably... It's a little stronger than the Glass Golem, but it is higher level, and it is missing some of the cool stuff the Glass Golem has, like blinding people. So I think it works. Like, I would actually want to sit down with this and, like, check spell DCs, check counteract checks, do the hardcore math on this if this was going into, like, an AP or whatever. But for Booster Bestiary, it's fine, because we have limited time. I do want to check. I had one more idea here. It was about, the Unspeakable, the Anti-Magic Field. So let's go over to GitHub, to the search, and Anti-Magic Field. Anti-Magic Field. I'm going to see if there are any creatures in Pathfinder who generate, who do anything with an Anti-Magic Field. That's usually an 8th level spell. This is a 12th level creature, but it only does it when it dies. So, like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, it's meant to be the, Lazarus Infused Stone Golem has anti-magic. Is that just normal Golem anti-magic, though? Yes, it is. Okay. So, anti-magic field. You repel all magic from the area. Spells can't penetrate. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So, we're going to say, anti-magic vault. This is a general ability. It has no actions, but it does have the abjuration trait for sure. The inside of a Meershell Crab, an anti-magic vault inside the anti-magic vault inside of a Meershell Crab is said to contain is used to contain a powerful relic that the crab can defend. An unspeakable relic. Let's just say that. A relic of unspeakable arcane might that the crab can defend. There we go. No, Infinite Spell Tricksters. Yes, it did hit Copper, Script. Oh, I could have said that in the news. Yes, Infinite Spell Tricksters hit Copper when someone... I know who... I forget who bought it now, but yes, somebody bought it on Reddit, and I checked. It was at 50 sales. It was at 49 sales for a whole week. I know, just like, come on, 50 sales. And then I learned Copper was 51, and then I realized, oh, it got 51. So yeah, Spell Tricksters to get Copper, which I'm really happy about. I'll announce it. I am going to write more spell tricks. I'm not going to give a date, a time. I want to do it before summer, so like within the next 4 months ish. But there's no set time. Writing spell tricks is so much fun, and people want it. People are telling me, like, Dustin, write more spell tricks, so I will. I just have a couple more things I gotta release first. But yes, spell tricks are super fun. Anti-magic vault inside of a Meershell Crab is used to contain a relic of unspeakable arcane might that the crab defends. That the crab is meant to guard. Relic of unspeakable might, period. That's fine. When the crab is destroyed, the anti-magic field spews forth, affecting a... How big is... I can't believe I'm asking this on stream. How big is huge again? Normal, large, huge. So 15 by 15? That would be a 5.5 foot radius. Let's just say 15 foot radius because it bursts forth. Let's say 15 foot radius. Spews forth. The anti-magic field spews forth, affecting a 15 foot radius around the crab's body. The anti-magic field lasts until the crab's body is thoroughly destroyed. Cold Iron Pathfinder 2e Looking up its hardness. Cold Iron, high grade, level... what level will high grade Cold Iron be? Level 15 for Cold Iron object, high grade. So this will have, the anti-magic field lasts until the crab's Cold Iron body is thoroughly destroyed. 28 hardness, 112 hit points. So 24 hardness, 100. How many does this usually have? 185. Let's say half of the hit points of the crab. So 92. So 92 hit points. Let's say until it's broken, not destroyed. So, or destroyed. Or broken's fine. Is broken. 24 hardness, 92 hit points. Break threshold would then be 46? Yes. 46 BP. Break threshold. There we go. Cool. So when you destroy the crab, its body spews forth this big anti-magic field, and you can just leave it there until it's destroyed. Oh, I can't do that. Otherwise, adventurers are going to use it for a bunch of nonsense, aren't they? The anti-magic field lasts until the crab's Cold Iron body is broken or removed from the effect, or removed from the aura. That doesn't make any sense. Until the crab's body is broken, or after 24 hours. That's fine. I mean, the PCs could still use it for some broken stuff for 24 hours, I guess. You just gotta be mindful of that if you're the GM. They will have this almost indestructible dead crab they could crawl into and protect themselves from magic, I guess. But, like, it's also a dangerous magical relic in there. They probably don't want to go in there. Actually, let's make it random then. Or after 1d4 hours. 2d4, 3d4, 1d4, 1d10, 1d12. There we go. 1d12 hours. Great. Great, we have it. The anti-magic vault inside of a mirror crab. Yep, there we have it. It channels, it counters magic, it beholds unspeakable things. I love it. Great. Well, thank you everyone for showing up. This is always really fun. Again, if you, we will be having an interview with Kevin Glusine on Friday. He did Heroes of Omen, the Paradigm PF2. It is a new base class intended for archetype users, and 25 feats for 17 Galarian-specific archetypes from mostly from Lost Omens World Guide. Really cool product. Can't wait to talk to him on the air. If you have any questions for him, hit up my Discord at infinite.net and ask away, and I will ask him on the air. Or just hit us up in the chat when we go live on Friday. So yeah, thank you very much once again, everyone, for showing up. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Don't forget to pass out and or spend your hero points. And I hope all of your time is both productive and fun. So thank you very much.